Alright, I'm back. Okay, so we're live.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, we could go live right now if you want. It's going to be...
Okay. So it's twitch.com. There, I got it. Particle 5, right?
Do you see it?
Particle Man 5?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to have to turn the sound off. That's going to irritate me.
Oh, that's true. That's why I'm here twice.
It's like about a 20-second delay. It's going to... Yeah. Okay, so let me mute it. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me post on Facebook, invite some friends.
Oh, I just realized something I can do here. Try a trick.
One more share, and then I'll be ready to go. All right, good to go. Invites are out. So those numbers will increase. Let's see how many people we get. Next time we do this, we'll schedule it ahead of time so
Well, yeah, I just wanted to test it right now.
we can lead it up and all that stuff so people know. Oh, that's interesting. Are you in the you're in the view right now with the ready room?
Yes, I am. Why?
Go into your cockpit real quick. Press Alt F1. I was going to say press Alt F1. It's interesting. Yeah. So I think this view here is for people who have virtual or like home built cockpits. They can get rid of the old cockpit and just have this view. And I believe there's a LUA that you can customize and stuff. Yeah, yeah, it's weird. I knew there was a way to do it. I just stumbled on it just now. I've never used it before. Okay, we can go back to the ready room.
All right, so let's see here. Can't tell how many people we have. Let's see if I can figure that out.
Let me go to the. Looks like there are 3 watching now.
All right, so one other person. So, all right. Well, I guess we can. Well, what should we do? I guess.
Well, I'm watching you. So what I would do, the whole point of this is to showcase the ready room. So I would walk around the room and kind of just look at stuff and show how.
Let me see
how
if I
it
can
looks.
do that. How the best I can do that. Let's see here. So let's see if I get up. I'll have to keep my mouse with me, so I can hit my button to talk. Can you hear me right now?
I do.
Okay, so we'll get up here and I'll try and do the best I can. Let me look around here and see. I'm gonna walk through some stuff, but it's gonna have to be what it is. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to walk that far because my headset's not wireless this time.
Oh, okay.
So this is about as far as I can get right now. I'm getting some jitter because I got too many devices running right now.
It looks really good in the stream. So
Okay. So let's see if I can stand in the aisle here. So yeah, this is where we're at right now. So I might lose tracking here. Let's see if I can walk over here. Walk through this row. Alright, and look back this way. I can't tell. It feels like it's jittering, but I can't tell. Maybe it's not jittering. I don't know.
it doesn't seem to be too jittery in the
Okay.
in the Twitch.
Good. All right. Well, that makes me feel good. Okay, so that means I can actually walk around a little bit more.
You know, look to the right.
Okay.
Of
If you're
course,
watching
it'll
the
be delay
stream,
from
yeah,
when I
it's a
tell you.
delay. We need to update the greenie board, but that's easy.
Looks like about a 30-second delay.
Alright, we'll look over at this side
I think
of the
there
room.
might be a little bit of right side delay, or right side where it's fine on the right
Okay.
side, but when you look to the left, there may be something high poly over there that's jittering you a little bit.
Nah, well, it could be, but I think it's just the tracking on the VR right now. I'm not really set up for room space right now. I'm still set up for desk, but yeah, at least those will give people a better idea of what they can do. So we can go back over here and walk down the aisle, and basically it's fully walkable if I don't run into the wall in real life. But every poster, every graphic, every headrest can be customized and modded. Let me see. Oh, I can't walk forward there because there's my desk. Actually, let me see if I can do something.
Five people watching now. Welcome, guys. If you guys want to stream some or chat some questions in the stream there in the comments.
All right, let's see. All right, so let me see if I can walk up here. Nope, too far still. I'm trying. All right, well, unfortunately that's about as far as I can go right now because my room scale is off, but we'll look over here, over there. We'll pan over here. Eventually I'd like to figure out a way that I can set this up so that we can move views around. Actually, you can move around the room if you map your keyboard to recenter your view. So basically you can walk the room.
We could do if we wanted to get a demonstration of the front of the room, looking as if you're at the podium. We could move the room. It would, take
No,
a few
I actually
seconds.
think I can. I might be able to do this. So let's see. All right, let me try something real quick. Give me one moment, guys. See if I can break the stream real quick. So now I'm actually sitting in the front row. So this is what I'm Bo right now. So, hey Bo, see that? Took your chair.
Just sit. Took his chair. Well, he's not looking.
That's what happens when you don't show up to fly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I talked to him earlier. He's busy.
Nah, that's fair.
Family stuff.
Okay, so let's see. I don't know if I want to try this right now. I may break the stream, so I'll do it next time. But yeah, essentially you can use the 5 key to recenter your VR, and that's how I was able to move up into this seat. So I basically started in that second row seat right there, and just by recentering the view. So that would be a way that you could basically move around, is you could walk around the room, recenter, move forward, recenter, and walk around the room a little bit. But there'll be other things we'll figure out and kind of make work, but essentially this is where we're at right now. So that greenie board can be updated. Every monitor, the briefing screen you can see is somewhat legible, and can be probably enlarged to make it a little bit, more readable. But you could have your TAC maps up there. That's a whiteboard, so if you want to do like diagrams for the mission, outlines, who's flying what, formations, things like that. Another monitor, ultimately we'd love to figure out a way to get a camera to render to that target so that you could sit down here and be LSO and make your calls in here, or just look at it in here at least. And then it would be...
Plus, if this works, if this was to progress and be functional, there's an LSO station on the deck that can be added the same way that we're adding this.
Exactly. So
these
are all things
there's
we're
that
working on.
potential.
So yeah, I mean, you can see there are doors, and you know what we'd love to be able to figure out is how to get from here to the deck walking. And so that may be something that, you know, who knows, pie in the sky ideas, but you know, we know that the hangar exists on the ship. We're actually sitting, you can probably hear the engine, we're actually sitting to my right up there is Cat 2, and to my left is Cat 1, and actually we do have a pilot sitting on Cat 2 right now, Max, if Mad Max, if you want to launch, if you wouldn't mind.
Yep.
We can,
can
I'll
do that.
shut up and see if we can hear him take off, and then if he can come around and do a quick flyby over Cat 3, you'll hear the Doppler, it actually launches. So here we go. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. 100, launching Cat 3. And we're going to splash. Launch failure.
All right. Perfect. Well, the nice thing is you actually heard it go over the deck, which is pretty cool. So what happened?
Usual, I had a heavy load.
Huh.
So maybe this mission is not edited yet with the temperature discrepancy that we found.
You might be right. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
So let me
can you
jump right back in.
Can you jump back in? I think I'm clear, and launch Cat 3 if possible, so we can hear another. And while he's getting all that set up, I'll stand up again and walk around and see. But you can actually see him on my second view on the stream. In that upper right hand corner, you can see we have an overview bird's eye view of the deck, so you can actually see what he's doing, which is pretty cool. Alright, so while he's doing that, I will move over here and show a little bit more. So, like I said before, if you just got here, everything in this room is designed to be moddable. So every headrest has its own texture. So every one of those headrests there is basically able to be textures. Like you can see over here, we have Ops, which is my chair. We've got our XO here, Bo, our CO here. He's out flying right now, and I can't actually get over and look at his because there's a solid wall in reality right where that chair is. So
all right, ready to launch.
All right, so let me get back in the chair here. Hold on one second without killing myself, and I'll sit down for real. And I'm back in my chair, and we are ready for launch.
100, launching Cat 1.
So that was Cat 3,
Success.
right?
Cat 3.
Perfect. Nice. So let's see. You got a green deck, right? So
Green
you could
deck.
probably come back and try a trap if you want. And I'll just
Sure.
keep talking. Yeah, so you can see here, these are the fronts of these chairs, and you can see we can put sashes on them, the VFA numbers, the squad numbers. You can put names on them. You can mark these up however you want, and every single chair, there's 4 There's 8, low 12. Hold on. VR is wigging out because I went. Hold on. VR is not having a good day right now. Let me sit back down and let it settle. Alright, sorry about that. Technical.
Paddles contact.
Alright, so he's at paddles, which means he's almost ready to turn base. So we are using the LSO mod in here as well, so that helps us with our carrier ops. And I'm now stuck because I rolled over wires here. So, give me 1 second, bear with me. Gotta love VR. So it looks like I'm gonna need a wireless headset. Okay, we're back. Alright, so recentered. Alright, so back over here. We've got, you can see 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 chairs.
3/4 mile, call the ball.
100 ball, 5.8.
Alright, so I'm going to sit back
Roger
in the chair.
ball.
So you can hear him, and you'll see him on the deck land, and then you'll hear him synchronized here.
In close.
Nice. Is that a trap?
That was a trap.
Cool. I was kind of hoping a little bit for a bolter so we could hear you rocket off the side, but nice. Alright guys, so we're just checking out the mod, doing some testing here. Typically we have a little bit more carrier ops going on right now, but this is basically a test stream. So when the deck is a little bit busier, it's really neat to be in here and kind of hear the sounds above. You can hear Mad Max is taxiing above me right now because we are on the ship. We are below deck between Cat 1 and Cat 2. The deck is literally right above us. We know that might not be completely accurate, but this seemed a good spot for the ready room, and that way we can get, you know, the full effect of traps and get the best noise, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so that's what we're kind of just showing right now. Anything you want to add, Max, or anything else I should talk about?
No, just that you know, everything is subject to change, and the scope of this project is really up in the air, and but we are open to suggestions,
Yep.
comments, and things that anything that you want to see. The main idea here is to make the ready room as customizable for anybody's squadron that they have, fictional or even accurate. So these things can be skinned just like airplanes can. So, but it's a good idea that is coming to fruition, and we're just looking forward to seeing what we can do with this.
Yeah, ultimately, if you're interested in contributing, we are always open to talking to people as well. So it's a very, very small team, and so we are always looking to, like I said, leverage good ideas and people who want to contribute, because, you know, we are a community and we all want to fly, and that's the goal here. And
Ultimately, there are things that I would like to see. I'm sure a lot of people have different. They've got some really good ideas. One person on Facebook today suggested that we'd be able to see avatars of people's basically their heads, like you can in big screen and other meeting rooms, VR meeting rooms and stuff. And that's a good idea. I mean, it's still way early to predict things like that, but those ideas are great, and they're always things that we want to see. Being able to brief and debrief from the ready room is going to be able to help add that level of realism and immersion that everybody likes to have.
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, so Schnar asked just in the chat. Sorry, I'm just seeing it now because I've got a VR headset on and I'm trying to peek through on my iPad looking at chat. But if you're still here, so you asked about being able to write in real time on the whiteboard. Unfortunately, no. We are in DCS, so not to say anything bad about the engine, but one of the things we've been actively trying to figure out, and I know there's got to be a way to do this, because you have to think about aircraft that bring up different images on their HMDs, DDIs, things like that, basically giving us real-time feedback of images. So if we could leverage that technology and that code, there may be potentially something we could do where we could read in data from outside of the engine if somebody's in the briefing mode, that would write on the whiteboard, or be able to change the image on the projection screen, be able to have maybe possibly alternate cameras rendering on those monitors left and right of the front of the room. Those would all be things we'd love to do. Max just mentioned about the avatars. We would love it if the CO could go up there and brief. If, when you load it in here, it would be essentially a multi-crew. Uh-oh, my HMD just died, so give me 1 second. Gotta love technology. Let's see if I can fix this here. I may be stuck. Alright, well, I may be stuck right now on this view. So anyway, I'll talk for just a second. So yeah, the idea would be that potentially we could have every one of these seats set as like a multi-crew seat in like an aircraft or a ground unit, and so that if the CO was present in the ready room, if he wasn't doing the mission briefing for that day, maybe the XO was doing it or another member of the squad, they could take the podium slot, and basically you would see them standing up there, moving their head around, possibly moving the character around. I don't know, how much of that is possible right now, but that would be kind of the dream. And then, let's say the XO shows up, the XO sits there. Basically, anybody who would have an assigned spot would get those slots, XO, CO, Ops, what have you. And then everybody else would basically just fill in. But yeah, we, like I said, are looking for all possibilities. It's very early on. We wanted to get a proof of concept out there as quickly as possible, show the potential and what we want to do, and see if we can make it work.
I wanted to answer or kind of address what Shnar just said. Yeah, time and money is an issue with development projects like this. We just happen to have the time and the inspiration to get this started. So we're very early in a stage, and it still remains to be seen what can be possible and what isn't. But this is something that we're really excited about. At VNAO, we're all about virtual naval air operations, as our name suggests. And so anything that can add that extra level of realism is absolutely important to us. So, uh, well, this is still early. We are working as hard as we can to roll out something that is usable and has some function and isn't just a little eye candy. Which eye candy? Nothing against eye candy. I love eye candy. I'm sick about it. But yeah, I mean to have it look good and be functional in some form or fashion. That's what we're ironing out.
Yep. Yeah, like Max was saying, the goal here is to get it as best we can, but we wanted to take it as far as we could before, really getting on Edie's radar. That was not the goal. The goal was to see what we could do and, keep it as community. And, I think we've come pretty far and we got a lot more to do.
Yeah, it remains to be seen if we'll work directly with ED or not. But we would welcome any help from them if they were to reach out to us. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. So I just love the game. I love the fly, and I'm trying to always instill in the pilots at VNAO that it's about having fun. All this realism is fine. It's really good. But if it's too monotonous, it just gets to be a lot less fun. We all want to live in that movie, that Top Gun, and so that's kind of where I'm at as far as that goes. But yeah, we would welcome any help. Anybody that knows how to mod or can offer us some suggestions, please hit us up. Hit me up on Facebook. I'm sure a lot of you got here through my Facebook page or our Facebook pages and stuff like that. So
I'm just restarting the headset. If anybody's wondering what's going on, but I'm trying to bring the HMD back. So sorry to interrupt. Continue.
Oh, so it's yeah, we're well open to suggestions, open to help, and would speak to ED if the need arises, basically.
I'm just restarting the HMD, guys. Stream will be right back up. It's still there, but I just figured rather than watching a black screen,
One of the things, Shnar, that we were thinking was to be able to tie the ready room into the briefing screen for mission editing, so that if you created a mission, you could brief the mission instead of going to the briefing room or the briefing screen. You could actually be sitting in the ready room and bring up the briefing, and everybody just moves along. That's one real easy way and kind of instantaneous way of everybody being able to get in and just kind of have a different environment with which to brief. And then after the briefing is over, everybody can go to their aircraft and spawn in and begin the mission.
All right, almost back. I was going to show one thing here, show a little bit of the potential for mission briefing in here. Do it live. We'll do it live on stream. I was going to test this beforehand, but why not?
Well, Shnar, we have a Facebook page up. It's VNAO, Virtual Naval Air Operations. I share posts to all of the DCS Facebook pages. Also, you can find me at Mad Maxter on ED Forums. Particle Man at ED Forums as well. And we're constantly recruiting and flying and having fun. So, but all the updates and everything. Also, we have a new YouTube channel as well. You can find that on the Facebook page.
Almost
Oh,
back.
what'd I do?
What'd you do?
I couldn't roll because I was in Twitch.
Oh, gotcha. All right, I'm gonna taco.
So
All right,
you bring up the briefing screen inside from inside the ready room?
Yeah, what I was going to do is I was actually going to, once I load in here. Okay, so I'm back in the room. Okay, so what I was going to try is something fancy. So the fanciness I was going to try, oh, come on, don't be dumb. All right, the fanciness was this. If you're using the LSO mod or you have an aircraft that has a manual, you should be able to click on that manual, and if you don't lose your HMD, like I just did, you'll notice that there is a whole library here of things that you can put as a CO or a mission briefer into this manual, and you'll notice here that we have a lot of things in here that we use to train with for cadets. And so what we do is we plug in
Credit being most of that, and I just want to say this real quick. Most of that being credited to Jar and
Yes.
over at VFA.
Yeah, you can see
113,
right here down at the
the
bottom,
singers.
VFA 113. You can see he's compiled a ton of stuff in here, but you know, we still use this mod to train with, which is great. But you can see, you know, if you're briefing guys right now, we're in the ready room, and you know what? We can brief the guys in here so they're not distracted by all the little buttons in the cockpit, you know, and nobody does anything like pull off their brakes and roll into somebody else on the deck. This way, everyone can come into this room and brief the mission beforehand, and you know, if anybody has any questions, they can ask them in, you know, what typically is a safer environment. Like I said, so you don't have guys sitting in jets, you know, I know it's not real, but wasting fuel, and you know, you wouldn't typically brief a mission like this up in jets anyway, so why not do it the way they'd actually do it in the ready room? So you can see there's a ton of stuff in here. But the nice thing is all of this can be customizable. This is all available outside. So like we said, you know, this was compiled by Jar and the Stingers, but this doesn't have to be in here. This can be modded out just like the entire ready room, so that you can go in and make it mission specific. So let's say for the night you are going to fly with, you know, a squadron of 12 or something like that. You can have them download this manual briefing pack, and you can have them download the ready room pack that would swap out the monitors, the whiteboard, the projection screen. You could even use the greening board if you wanted to. I'm guessing you probably don't want to, but you could use that as another surface. And if you wanted to, every single poster hanging around the room can be changed out for graphics of whatever you want. But typically you're probably just going to want to supplement it, you know, with what's in the room kind of realistically, and then put the core information in what I'm looking at. Because in VR, I'm in VR right now, I can actually read this. It's right in my face, and you know, I can flip through all these pages if I have any questions. Obviously, I'm talking. You know, here's some maps. You can put anything in here you want. This is some old texture stuff. Obviously, we're just using this for testing, but yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up, that's another option to basically use the ready room as a ready room. You can actually use this manual file. And so we've actually modded sorry, I'm looking at chat just to see if anybody
I'm answering the questions in chat while
oh,
you're
okay.
talking.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, somebody just asked. This does work. We have a couple people in the squadron that are in Track IR, and so this does work with Track IR. You know, one of the other things that's neat about this is we're currently sitting in the ready room on the ship, so we're loaded into the game. We're loaded into the mission, and so you can basically be, as soon as somebody's ready to jump out of the ready room and into an aircraft, you can hit escape and you hit select roll, and you can go right into your aircraft. I actually did it the other way so that I actually spawned into my aircraft, parked, and you can probably see it on the other view as I'm parked on the deck right now in an aircraft. So that's another thing where basically, you know, if I'm ready to go, I can immediately, I don't even have to go to that. I'm ready to go, let's go. I hit F1, and you know what, look, I just went from the ready room that I'm looking at over there under Cat 1 and 2. I was sitting right over here where my blue marker is, and now I've jumped right into my jet, and you know what? I'm briefed for the mission. I'm ready to go. There we go. I just changed views, and boom, I'm back down in the briefing room, or the ready room, and ready to go. And so that's what we're striving for, is trying to be able to, you know, kind of set this stuff up so that it's a little more immersive. You know, it's fun. I mean, that's why we do this. Well, I'm not an actual naval aviator. There are some naval aviators in this community, so that would be a question for them. But yeah, Max actually has a little bit more experience with that than with aircraft. But from what I know, and this is what I know and not my actual first-hand experience, the pilot is supposed to be responsible for pre-flighting the aircraft, doing, well, I guess the ground crew would actually, or the crew chief would pre-flight it, but the pilot is always responsible for the aircraft they're flying. So they do a walk around, they do a checklist, they get in, and they would be the ones starting up the aircraft. So, yeah, I mean, Schnarr, that's actually what we would love to do is, you know, in this situation, we could put, you know, I know ED has said that they're going to be adding options. While I'm talking, I'll get up and look around a little bit more. They've been talking about, you know, adding more options for putting aircraft on the deck in different parking spots. So I would imagine the coolest way to set this up would be to put a bunch of cold, dark planes on the deck parked. So imagine the crew has already brought the crew chief and the you know, the ground crew has already brought the planes and readied them, you know, so that, you know, they're up there, so the entire squad's birds are on the deck, and then essentially you'd finish your briefing here, you'd jump into that cold and dark, and then you'd go through the startup process. So that's kind of what our thought process was for this, is you know, provide a space that everyone can load into the mission and be in one place and not be all sitting in their aircraft briefing, because that's not very realistic. This is more realistic. You know, you do your briefings before a flight in here. And you know what? That's what I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how the process works, because that's how we do it when I fly. So, you know, you don't sit and do a briefing necessarily in an aircraft cockpit. You do it on the ground in a room where you're focused. So again, if you just got here, this is kind of our preview prototype alpha version of the ready room. We're running in DCS right now in the engine. I'm sitting below deck between Cat 1 is over there and Cat 2 is over here, and you can actually hear Mad Max in 100 hooked up to the Cat. And if he were to launch, we could actually hear him roll down the deck and launch. You can hear recovery operations. Cat 3 is probably my favorite launch because it starts, you know, farther back midship, and when he launches, you can actually hear it fly past the right side of the room, which is pretty cool. So that's a really neat thing to hear.
All right, 100 launching.
There you go. And that's why we put the room where we did, because you just heard a plane launch off the deck above your head. It's pretty cool. You know, when people experience that, it's pretty impressive.
It was, and of course, you know, you want to maybe deaden that and add some more realism to it. But yeah, it's a hell of a feeling to know that progress is being made. I'm just gonna do a couple flybys.
Alright, I hate to do this, but I'm going to fly from third person.
I can do it again. About 10 seconds from the forward part of the ship, on the bow. We get some ops and everything, formation flying, that kind of stuff. Virtual Naval Air Operations. Yeah. VNAO. We got a VNAO Jolly Rogers up, VNAO Pukin Dogs, and the brand new VNAO Sidewinders. So you can go to those pages, and all those pages will have links to the main VNAO, which is where all of the posts will originate as far as updates for the Ready Room. It was funny because I had mentioned that just only earlier that day, so. All right, 100 at the initial. Just got the low fuel call, all those high speed passes, drank up a lot of my fuel. Break.
Trying to find Max here in the second camera. There he is.
And I just lost too much speed. Here we go.
Paddles contact.
There we go. We can see Max land. Alright, let's see. So, we got a couple people in here. No more questions, but feel free to, as Max is coming in for traps. And I will jump back in. Oh, I'm already in the room. Sorry, I got too many computers here. Trying to composite, you know, some views here so that we've got 2 cameras in here, which is pretty fun. So it doesn't get completely boring. I'm doing most of the showing off of the room right now. But we'll try and put some more video up and some more content up here for it soon. So we'll just watch.
3/4 mile, call the ball.
100 ball, 0.9.
Roger ball. In close.
Nice. 4-wire?
Yep, 4-wire look like.
Cool. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I think we're going to call it there for the night. But like I said, we'll have a little bit more heads up next time. Do a little bit more specific things. We'll run through a list of things. Yeah, more flight ops, more kind of what an actual mission and how we see it going with the ready room, and go from there. But thank you, everybody, and until next time.